Good evening, guests. My name is Alexis Barahona Guevara. I'm a 7th grade student at Metz Middle School, which is a part of Manassas City Public School. This is my first year on Future Kings. I'm in the drone engineering program. Tonight, I'll be introducing this evening's MC. Evan Kensel is a 10th grade student in the engineering honors program at Gainesville High School. Evan has been a part of Future Kings for 2 years. He plays an active role in Future Kings. He plans an active role in Future King's drone engineering program and enjoys working with technology. He plans to attend college with a major in mechanical engineering to later become a large system propulsion engineer. Evan enjoys playing video games, hiking, looking at fast cars, planes, and rockets. He is an active in Boy Scout and is working towards completing his Eagle Scout requirements in less than a year. He played both JV and varsity football this past year. He's also on the track team. He runs his own just-in-time team staffing firm for local builders and has won several area-wide business pitch, Shark Tank style competitions. This summer, he plans to complete the second part of his Federal Aviation Administration drone pilot license under the guidance of Dr. King and Mr. Stewart, his Future Kings drone instructors. Thanks for what he has learned in Future Kings and plans to add commercially inspection capabilities to his business model. This summer, he may be a lifeguard with his friends at a local pool, travel with family, and relax in general. I am honored to introduce the MC for this evening, Mr. Evan Kensel.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us tonight. It is an honor for me to serve as your MC for tonight's gala. We'd like to begin this gala with a short welcome from U.S. Senator Tim Kaine.
Good evening, Senator Tim Kaine here. I want to begin by extending my congratulations to all the scholarship recipients tonight, because all students, regardless of wealth and background, deserve the chance to pursue their passions. I applaud Future Kings for your critical work in helping young people go into science, technology, engineering, and math fields. As technology continues to advance rapidly, I'm confident that our country is in good hands with the Future Kings. I appreciate all the work you've done to shrink the opportunity gap in STEM and break the cycle of poverty in many communities. Thanks for providing scholarships and resources to advance these capable minds of all of our students, and good luck to all scholarship recipients and Future King graduates.
The young men you will meet tonight are learning to follow the legacy of strong role models. You will hear about some of these individuals later this evening. Tonight's gala will include messages from supporters and a few of the participants in Future Kings. But first, the invocation by Dr. Cunningham, followed by the welcome by Jesse Lewis.
Good evening, everyone. Let's bow for a word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we ask that you bring your spirit into this place. We thank you, Lord God, for blessing all of the families and the young men here in Future Kings. We ask that you bless the food that we're about to receive for the nourishment of our bodies. And we ask that you just give us the spirit of celebration that will last beyond this evening and inspire us to achieve even greater things in the future. In our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ's name I pray, amen. All right.
Good evening. Distinguished guests, Dr. King, board members, parents, family, and friends. My name is Jesse Lewis. I am a 7th grade student at Irving Middle School in Fairfax County, Virginia. This is my second year in the Future Kings program, and my concentration is biomedical sciences. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the 9th Annual Future Kings Gala. To Dr. King, we thank you for having the vision to starting the Future Kings program. To Mr. Cornell Brooks, we sincerely appreciate your attendance as tonight's keynote speaker for this important event. To our parents and supporters, we appreciate your attendance as it demonstrates you care about our futures. It marks our celebration of a long history of entrepreneurs, educators, science, and engineers made by people of color, and the contributions being made by Future Kings. We can continue that legacy. Future Kings provides young men with advanced STEM-based and learning opportunities. Participants in the Future Kings program can now choose an advance in the STEM-based concentration of biomedical sciences, drum engineering, cybersecurity, and computer game design. The technical training is complemented by the 21st training in soft skills, such as entrepreneurship, financial planning, workplace protocols, team building, interview skills, and giving presentations. During this year's summer camps, we will be offered the opportunity to learn about cybersecurity, robotics, 3D printing, and computer game design. We wish you an enjoyable evening of interesting and stimulating speakers and entertainment for tonight's event. Tonight, you will get a small glimpse of what you experience at Future Kings throughout the year. At this time, I would like to introduce the current students participating in the Future Kings program.
My name is Louis Lee. I go to Forest Park High School. I'm in the 10th grade, and I've been at Future Kings for 4 years. My concentration is cybersecurity.
My name is Corbin Doss. I'm a 9th grade student at Hilton High School. This is my first year at Future Kings, and my concentration is drone engineering.
Hello, my name is Matthew Ward. I'm in 10th grade at North Stafford High School. This is my second year at Future Kings, and I'm in cybersecurity concentration.
Hello, my name is Kalu Wadi. I go to junior middle school. I'm in 7th grade. My concentration is drone engineering, and I've been in Future Kings for 2 years.
Hello, my name is George Temeklo. I'm an 11th grader at Osborne Park High School. This is my 4th year in Future Kings, and my concentration is drone engineering.
Hi, my name is Gabriel Cabral Lloyd. I'm 7th grade at Woodbridge Middle School. My concentration is drone engineering, and I've been in Future Kings for 2 years.
My name is Zander Robinson. I'm in 10th grade at South Carolina High School. My concentration is cybersecurity, and I've been in Future Kings for 3 years.
My name is Xavier Pryor. I'm a sophomore at Wisconsin High School. This is my second year in Future Kings, and I'm in the cybersecurity program.
Hi, my name is Donovan Reed. I'm a junior at Charles Herbert Flowers. My concentration is game design, and I've been in Future Kings for 6 years.
My name is Nathan Cooper. I'm in the 6th grade and I go to Benson Middle School. This is my first year in Future Kings and my concentration is game design.
My name is Chris Eggleston. I'm in 8th grade. I'm homeschooled. My concentration is drone engineering and this is my second year in Future Kings.
Hi, my name is Joshua Tamaglo. I'm a senior at Osborne Park High School. I'm in the biomedical sciences concentration, and this is my 4th year in the Future Kings program.
My name is Armand. I am in 8th grade. I go to Ronnie Thompson Middle School. I am in the drone engineering concentration, and this is my 2nd year in Future Kings.
Hi, my name is Jacoby Allen. I'm a junior at Colton High School. This is my 5th year in Future Kings, and I'm in the cybersecurity concentration.
Hi, my name is Benicio Goro Lloyd. I go to Forth Park High School. I'm in the 9th grade. My concentration is drone engineering, and this is my 2nd year in Future Kings.
Hi, my name is Charles Arthur Nunu. I'm in 11th grade. I go to Freedom High School. I'm in the drone engineering concentration, and this is my 4th year in Future Kings.
Hi, my name is Francis Amago. I'm a sophomore at Osborne Park High School. My concentration is drone engineering, and this is my 4th year in Future Kings.
My name is Derek King. I'm in the 11th grade at Fredericksburg Academy. I'm in the engineering concentration, and I've been in this for 6 years.
Roland Palmer. I'm in 8th grade at Simon Middle School. I've been in Future Kings this is my 1st year in Future Kings. I'm in the game design concentration.
My name is Dion Berry. I'm a sophomore at Chancellor High School. My concentration is drone engineering, and this is my 2nd year in Future Kings.
My name is Jayla Blanche. I'm an 11th grader at Osborne Park High School. This is my 6th year in the Future Kings program, and I'm in the biomedical sciences concentration.
My name is Marcellus Boyd. I'm a junior at South Carolina High School. I'm in the biomedical sciences concentration. This is my 3rd year at Future Kings.
My name is Noah Coleman. I'm in 8th grade, and I go to Woodbridge Middle School. This is my 1st year at Future Kings, and I'm part of the cybersecurity concentration.
Hi, my name is Pamela Arthur. I'm in the 9th grade at Potomac High School, and this is my 4th year in Future Kings, and my concentration is game design.
Hello, my name is Iswan Cunningham. I'm in the 8th grade at Grand Park Middle School. My concentration is drone engineering, and this is my 1st year in Future Kings.
Hello, my name is Josiah Alexander. I'm a 7th grader at Purdue Traditional School. My concentration is game design, and this is my 1st year at Future Kings.
Hello, my name is Ahmad Bangura. I'm a 12th grader at Garfield High School. My concentration is drone engineering, and I've been here for 6 years.
Good evening. My name is Andre Harris. I'm a senior at Manassas Park High School. My concentration is cybersecurity, and I've been in Future Kings for 4 years.
Hi, my name is Devin Lester. I'm the 7th grader at Rickon Middle School. My concentration is drone engineering, and I've been in Future Kings for 1 year.
My name is Jakar Radia. I'm a freshman at Freedom High School. My concentration is game design, and I've been in Future Kings for 1 year.
Hi, my name is Brandon Downey. I'm an 8th grader at Woodbridge Middle School. My concentration is engineering, and I only been in Future Kings for 1 year.
Hi, my name is Andre Roberts. I'm a sophomore at Colton High School. I've been in Future Kings. It's my 1st year, and my concentration is drone engineering.
Hi, my name is Christian Dobson. I'm a freshman at Chancellor High School. My concentration is game design, and this is my 1st year in the program.
Hi, my name is Trent Calvin. I'm a freshman at South Carolina High School, and my concentration is game design, and I've been in Future Kings for 2 years.
Hello, my name is Ryan Gomez. I'm in 10th grade. I homeschool. My concentration is drone engineering and Future Kings for 1 year.
Hi, my name is CJ Gomez. I'm homeschooled. I'm in the 11th grade. My concentration is drone engineering, and I've been in Future Kings for 1.5 years now.
My name is Austin Charity. I am a 6th grade student at Potomac Shores Middle School. My concentration is game design, and I have been in Future Kings for 1 year.
My name is Logan Cunningham. I'm a 7th grader at Saunders Middle School. I'm part of the biomedical sciences program, and this is my 4th year at Future Kings.
Hi, my name is Rio Henry. I'm a 6th grader at Pennington Traditional School. This is my 1st year at Future Kings, and I'm in the cybersecurity program. Hello, my name is Sagar Jonah, and I'm in 6th grade at Dickens Middle School. And my concentration is game design, and this is my first year at the program.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2023 Future Kings.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and join us in the singing of the Black National Anthem. Lift up your voice and sing.
Liberty.
Can I get that again? Good evening. That's more like it. I am Jalen Blanche, an 11th grader at Osborne Park High School in Prince William County. This is my 6th year in the Future Kings program, and my concentration is biomedical sciences. It gives me great pleasure to be with you this evening for this event. We are here to celebrate the achievement of youth from underserved communities and also to show support for the Future Kings program. Future Kings is based on the vision and principles followed by the late Reverend Leon Sullivan when he founded the Opportunities Industrialization Center, OIC. Reverend Sullivan believed that jobs were the key to the economic development and true empowerment of African Americans. In order to ensure that the individuals he was serving possessed the skills to gain the job and then keep that job, Reverend Sullivan founded the very first Opportunities Industrialization Center, OIC, in 1964. The training center was purchased and renovated using donations from people in the community and an anonymous grant. The OIC provided job and life skills training and matched its graduates with the employment needs of Philadelphia businesses. The undertaking was a huge success, and the programs were quickly replicated in cities across the United States, providing comprehensive employment training and placement for disadvantaged, unemployed, and unskilled Americans of all races. In 1970, Reverend Sullivan established OIC of America Incorporated to serve as the national headquarters of OIC affiliates and the Technical Assistance Center for communities replicating the OIC model of self-help. In light of that self-help legacy, we are here tonight to celebrate the many constituencies that are supporting the efforts of Future Kings. So why are we here tonight? Well, I'm glad you asked. We are here to celebrate our students and their participation in the Future Kings program during the 2022 to 2023 program year. We celebrate our returning alumni for their commitment, dedication, and perseverance to achieve their goals in middle school, high school, and post-high school. We are here tonight to recognize and thank our volunteers for their commitment to serve as chaperones on field trips, as instructors, as counselors, and as mentors for the young men enrolled in the program. We would also like to recognize our collaborations with local corporations, small businesses, and organizations like Sigma Pi Phi, Epsilon Sigma Boule and their foundation, Kappa League, Alpha Academy, Omega U, and the UVA Health System. We are here to recognize the many individuals who have made contributions both large and small, which are designed to encourage us and provide a path forward. Last, but surely not least, we are here to celebrate our parents and guardians for their commitment and support for us as we devote Saturday mornings to participate in the Future Kings program. Their support in allowing us to be part of such a worthwhile program is a gift that can never be repaid. Thank you.
Thank you, Jalen. Dinner is now served. Please enjoy, and we will return shortly with the rest of the program.
Good evening. My name is Corbin Das. I'm a 9th grade student at Hilton High School. This is my first year of Future Kings, and my concentration is drone engineering. Thank you all for attending this evening's event. Each of you are very important to us, and we are excited that you have decided to share this evening with us. I would also like to recognize some people who have made significant contributions to the program. Mr. Cornell Brooks, our guest speaker for this evening. Mejir Oriella, representing Senator Tim Kaine. Miss Lily Jesse from the Prince William County School Board. Ms. Carol Foulinard, representing Latanya McDade, Prince William County School Superintendent. Ms. Laurie Williams, Prince William County School Board. Mr. Justin Wilk, also from the Prince William County School Board. Dr. Kevin Newman, the Superintendent of Manassas City Public Schools. Mr. Cozy Bailey, NAACP President for Prince William County. Mr. Rodney Lusk, Supervisor of Fairfax County. Chair Ann Wheeler, Prince William County Board of Supervisors. Mr. Victor Angry, NEAPSCO Supervisor for Prince William County. Mrs. Andrea Bailey, Potomac Supervisor for Prince William County. Ms. Michelle Davis Younger, the Mayor of Manassas. Mr. Derek Wood, the Mayor of the Town of Dumfries. Our board members, Dr. Tashaka Cunningham, Dr. Fred Gregory, Mr. Dexter Cummings, Mr. Lawrence Robinson, Dr. Gerald Curry from the U.S. Air Force Review Boards Agency. Mr. Delbert Parks, Vice President of Front-End Manufacturing Operations for Micron Technology. Ms. Eileen Ellsworth, Executive Director of the Community Foundation of Northern Virginia. Mr. Michael Carter Jr., President of Carter Farms, a collaboration partner. Mr. James T. George, Trustee for Board of Directors of Hampton University, and Hampton University School of Business is named for him. Ms. Kim Golonsky, Director of Philanthropic Engagement and Communication for Innova Health System. And finally, Ms. Margaret Angela, the Woodbridge District Supervisor. Again, thank you for the support.
Thank you, Corbin. Next, we will have a presentation describing why we enjoy being Future Kings. This is a short presentation that gives you a glimpse into the STEM concentrations that are a part of the Future Kings program. Logan Cunningham will start by describing our biomedical sciences program.
Hello, my name is Logan Cunningham. I'm in 7th grade at Saunders Middle School, and this is my 4th year as Future Kings. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the different disciplines within the Future Kings program. There are 5 different disciplines in Future Kings: cybersecurity, drone engineering, computer game design, applied learning, and the one I enjoy the most, biomedical sciences. In biomedical sciences, we're working on 3 very interesting projects: the virtual reality health sciences experience, the COVID-19 research project, and the rare diseases research project. The virtual reality health sciences experience is a cross-curricular project led by Dr. Cunningham, working in collaboration with both our computer game design program and our biomedical sciences program. The project created a virtual reality experience that taught about the circulatory system, structure, and physical properties of DNA, and the biology of the COVID-19 virus. The COVID-19 Research Project is another project our group conceived. It was generously funded by Lumina Incorporated and completed by students in our Biomedical Sciences program. The purpose of this research project was to see if it was possible to clone genes from individuals who are resistant to COVID-19 into people who are susceptible to COVID-19, for the purpose of making the susceptible people resistant. Lastly, another major research project we have been working on this year is our rare disease project. We are working to cure one of our members, Marcellus-Boy's disease, eosinophilic esophagitis, also called EOE. Marcellus, please stand. Marcellus has been dealing with this rare disease called EOE, which causes his white blood cells to overreact when exposed to certain food products. This makes it hard for him to eat many types of food without having a bad reaction. We hypothesized that there are specific genes that can cause this condition. So we read the scientific literature to learn which genes have been found to be associated with disease. We have found several genes are involved in EOE, and we decided to try and clone one of them, which is a gene called TSLP. Using our computers, we were able to search the DNA sequence database called GenBank and download the DNA sequence for the healthy version of the TSLP gene. Once we found the sequence of the gene, we then used our computers to design a lentiviral vector plasmid DNA that contained the TSLP gene sequence. We then ordered the DNA plasmid sequence we created using a gene synthesis service online. 3 weeks later, we received our DNA plasmid in the mail. Then Dr. Cunningham added the new DNA cells to the process to produce the lentiviral vector within the TSLP gene. Now that we have made the vector expressing the TSLP gene, we will test it on human cells to see if it can change the expression of levels in this gene, which can make a good therapy for EOE patients like Marcellus. We are excited to continue working on this project for the rest of the year in our Future Kings Biomedical Laboratory and hope that our work in the lab can make an impact on curing diseases like EOE and help people like Marcellus overcome this disease in the future. Thank you for all your continued support of our Future Kings Biomedical program and support of our science training activities. Next, we have Noah Coleman with cybersecurity.
Hello, my name is Noah Coleman, and I am in the 8th grade at Woodbridge Middle School. This is my first year of Future Kings, and I'm here to give you some information about the cybersecurity program. The Future Kings cybersecurity program is designed to be a service to participants in our program as well as the community at large. We are creating a pipeline of students into the cybersecurity fields. The information below describes some of the services we are providing to the community. Project Xander. This was a real-world cybersecurity project organized by Future Kings and completed in conjunction with MITRE and the National Security Collaboration Center. The project was led by practicing cybersecurity professionals with members of the Future Kings cybersecurity program, serving as the boots on the ground. A real-world project of performing a cybersecurity assessment of 2 Loudoun County nonprofits was the first project. The Loudoun nonprofits were the Loudoun Education Foundation and Loudoun Cares. The first project was a success, so the participating students were invited to speak at the National Conference on Academia Involvement in Community Cybersecurity. Their topic was creating pathways for diverse communities to pursue cybersecurity careers. The program is an ongoing program that provides a gateway to real-world practical projects for participating students. Help desk. We are learning how to reform the work done by help desk technicians. Future Kings have approximately 100 laptops being used in 7 locations. We started our own help desk activity in order to solve the problems we are having keeping track of everything. We are learning to use software called Pulseway in order to learn how to manage all the computers and peripherals in our enterprise. The system helps us keep track of locations, create a system of common configurations, manage virus protections, manage system inventories, and much more. We are also learning to repair computers and perform system upgrades on both local and remote computers. Manassas Park High School. We are conducting a pilot program in collaboration with Manassas Park City Schools. The program is currently training seniors and juniors for entry-level jobs in the cybersecurity industry. There are 17 students in the program, including 6 girls. The students are being prepared to take their CompTIA IT Fundamentals test. The program also includes real-world workplace training where they apply their classroom training. The program includes outside owners of cybersecurity businesses coming to give practical advice on career opportunities. These outside speakers are also explain how they were able to gain the skills to start their own cybersecurity businesses. The plan is to continue expanding the program so that eventually we'll have students starting in 8th grade and continuing throughout their high school careers. The purpose is to create a pipeline for students from economically challenged, diverse communities who will be prepared for entry-level cyber jobs when they graduate from high school. Workforce Innovation Skills Hub, or WISH. We are conducting a pilot program in collaboration with the WISH Center. Also involved in the collaboration is Melwood and the Alexandria business named Building Momentum. The program will train both high school students and young adults aged 18 to 24 for opportunities in the cybersecurity field. The program will be a year-round program featuring CompTIA training and real-world practical training in cyber businesses. The project is the vision of Fairfax County Supervisor Rodney Lusk. The goal of this program is to create a pathway to lucrative jobs in the cybersecurity industry by preparing students to be lifelong learners who start with entry-level positions, then outperform their peers in real work environments. We are working closely with the local Hibble Valley community in this project. The current pilot program is engaging schools in Fairfax County public schools that are located in the Hibble Valley area. The purpose is to create a pipeline of students from economically challenged, diverse communities who will be prepared for entry-level cyber jobs when they graduate from high school. Next, you'll hear from Isvon Cunningham.
Hello, my name is Isvon Cunningham, and I'm in the 8th grade at Grand Park Middle School. This is my first year in Future Kings, and I'm here to give you some information about the drone engineering program. The drone engineering program provides an exciting opportunity to delve into various facets of the aerospace industry. In this program, we not only learn how to design and fabricate custom platforms from scratch, but also acquire hands-on experience in industry-standard techniques for drone and component creation. Our class offers a unique learning environment where we work with cinema-grade quadcopters like the Skydio 2 drones and DJI Phantom 4 systems. At present, we are building our own FPV racing drones that can support GoPro cameras to capture more challenging camera perspectives. Additionally, we learn about FAA regulations and have the opportunity to obtain an FAA 107 license for those who meet the age requirement. What's particularly exciting about the drone engineering program is that it can benefit students who want to specialize in specific aspects of drone technology. For example, if you're interested in drone software development, you can explore how to program drones using open source platforms like Arduino Pilot or Betaflight. On the other hand, if you're interested in drone hardware, you can learn how to design and build custom drone frames, propellers, and motors to optimize drone performance. Overall, participating in the drone engineering program is an excellent way to develop your technical skills, acquire practical experience, and gain a thorough understanding of the challenges and opportunities presented by UAV technology. Whether you want to specialize in drone software development, hardware design, cinematography, or other aspects of drone design, this experience helps prepare us for a successful career in the aerospace industry. Thank you. Next, you'll hear from Padman Arthur Nunu.
Good evening. Good evening. My name is Padman Arthur Nunu, and I attend Potomac High School, and I'm in the 9th grade. This is my 4th year in Future Kings Computer Game Design program. Our program starts by teaching us to learn the basic elements of game development. We start with drag and drop objects, then we learn to animate them by writing and executing basic programming commands. Once we have a foundation, we build on the foundation by learning how to import assets to our work. Once the fundamentals are mastered, we learn how to build increasingly more sophistication into our work. The skills of a game designer are drawn from the fields of computer science and programming, creative writing, and graphic design. Game designers take the creative lead in imagining and bringing to life video game stories, characters, gameplay, rules, interface, dialogue, and environments. A game designer is a mixture of a programmer, writer, and artist. A game designer is an individual who presents a comprehensive artistic vision while also possessing the technical skill to oversee and contribute to programming. Imagine rendering, level design, digital editing, and other construction aspects of game design. Students who master game design are on their way to a high-paying career that thrives on creativity, imagination, and coding. The Future Kings Computer Game Design program is providing us with college-level information while we are still in secondary school. Thank you. Finally, Ryu Henry will provide information on Future Kings Applied Learning Program.
Hello, my name is Rio Henry. I'm a 6th grader at Pennington Traditional School, and my concentration is cybersecurity. The Future Kings Applied Learning Program is designed to take classroom knowledge and apply it to the real-world work environment. Because most of our students are under 16 years of age, they are not eligible for internships or apprenticeships. The program represents our solution to the problem. The time that students spend participating in these activities is in addition to their school day work or the time that they spend at our Saturday meetings. Each of our applied learning projects is led by a practicing professional in that field. The professional design and lead the project. Program participants serve as the boots on the ground. This system gives us control over the learning environment without diluting the effectiveness of the workplace experience. Students are encouraged to add their experience to the Future Kings portfolio. I will be sharing 2 of the applied learning projects. Podcast. This project involves creating a podcast business. Students are learning the technology that is used, how to interview newsmakers, how to manage products created, the digital marketing that is used to micro-target potential supporters, and much more. The entrepreneurial strategies and financial management associated with operating a business is included as a part of the project subject matter. Black Farmers Cooperative. This project involves a collaboration between Future Kings Drone Engineering Program and a coalition of Black farmers in the Culpeper, Fauquier, and Loudoun area. The coalition of farmers is led by Carter Farms. Drone engineering students will apply drones to problems managed by farmers such as livestock management, pesticide distribution, irrigation, crop management, marketing, and more. It is expected that Future Kings will not fly drones in support of the project, but that they will also design drones and specific drone parts in support of the needs of the farmers. This is just a small summary of the Applied Learning Program. Thank you.
I hope you all enjoyed the presentations about the various disciplines. Next, Landon Robinson will begin the presentation of scholarships.
Good evening. My name is Landon Robinson. I am a 10th grader at South County High School, and this is my third year at Future Kings in the cybersecurity program. Tonight, I will be presenting the James Garrett and Von Braun scholarships. Mr. James Garrett was one of the first people Dr. King approached for guidance once Future Kings received his 501 approval in 2014. He continues to serve as a mentor to Dr. King. They met in church during the late 1990s when Mr. Garrett was a deacon at their church, Alfred Street Baptist in Alexandria, Virginia. During this time, Mr. Garrett's business was a Black Enterprise Top 50 business. Dr. King considered Mr. Garrett one of his role models. When Dr. King was trying to develop a tagline that captured the essence of the work of Future Kings, he sought out Mr. Garrett. It was Mr. Garrett's recommendation that resulted in the tagline, Engineering Great Futures. This year's recipient of the James Garrett Scholarship is Brian Ward. Brian joined Future Kings his junior year of high school in 2020 and was part of the custom engineering concentration. During his senior year at Future Kings, he became the president of a program with Prince William County Information Technology Department called Getting the Most Out of Your iOS Smartphone, where he taught older adults in the county how to use their smartphones. He taught them the essential functions of their smartphone, how to make phone calls, and protecting and securing their smartphone. Future Kings allowed him to get ahead of some engineering basics such as 3D printing and computer-aided design, and to apply them to some of his classes. He would like to thank Dr. King and Stewart for giving him those opportunities. Brian is finishing the first year at Virginia Commonwealth University and majoring in mechanical engineering. Currently, he is a student member of VCU's National Society of Black Engineers chapter, VCU's American Society of Mechanical Engineers chapter, the American Railroad Engineering and Maintenance of Way Association. He plays on the VCU's main club lacrosse team. Brian plans to graduate with a mechanical engineering degree and become a locomotive engineer or a locomotive mechanic for an American railroad or a locomotive rebuild company. Mr. Cummings, please join me at the podium to present the Garrett Award to Brian. Brian, please join us to receive your reward. The Von Braun Scholarship is an annual award sponsored by her sister, Dr. Cheryl King. The last Von Braun was a staunch supporter of Future Kings. As the third child of 6 children, Von inherited a rich legacy of faith, family, character, travel, leadership, education, and entrepreneurship. She was a life member of Delta Sigma Dea Sorority Incorporated. Her career in education as either a teacher or administrator covered 45 years. During her tenure with the Department of Defense Dependent School, she was a staunch and creative supporter of STEM education. This recipient of the Von Braun Scholarship is Rami Amir Solomon. Rami is currently a third-year student at George Mason University on track to receive a BS degree in cybersecurity with a minor in business. He expects to build a career in the cybersecurity tech industry. For him, a fantastic approach to start out the field early was Future Kings. The program allowed Rumi to gain access to tutors, IT certifications material, and hands-on practice with the different branches of the technology field. He is now attempting to earn a Security Plus certification and intends to keep getting more certifications afterward. Future Kings is always constantly developing and looking for new creative modes to provide curious students like Rumi the chance to learn more. Dr. King is constantly trying to incorporate Rumi in whatever chances he believes will potentially be useful. Being able to have access to these accommodations early is incredibly hard to find. He thanks Future Kings and his gratitude towards Dr. King and all of his opportunities he provided. The program was a great stepping tool for Rami, and the connections provided are permanent. Dr. King has never failed to make Rami feel welcome into the program. Dr. Cheryl King, can you please join me up to the podium to present the Von Brown Scholarship to Rami? Rami, please join us at the podium.
That was wonderful. Round of applause for those young men. Thank you, Landon. We will now hear from Austin Charity, who will present the scholarships to the participants in the Future Kings program who are graduating seniors. And following Austin will be Dion Berry to present the Founders Award.
My name is Austin Charity. I am a 6th grade student at Potomac Shores Middle School. This is my first year in the Future Kings program. I am in the computer game design concentration, and I have the honor of presenting this year's Future Kings scholarships. From its founding, Future Kings has believed in entrepreneurship, technical training, and the importance of a college education. This year, we have 3 members of the Future Kings program who are graduating with honors. Mr. Robinson, will you please help present the scholarships as your names are called? Please come to the front of the stage. Is Mr. Robinson here? Joshua Tamako. Joshua Tamako graduated from Osborne Park High School, plans to attend University of Pittsburgh. Andre Harris, graduating from Manassas Park High School, plans to attend North Carolina A&T. Omar Bandura, graduating from Garfield Senior High School, considering attending Hampden Cindy College. Each of these graduates will receive a $2,000 scholarship from Future Kings as our contribution to their continuing education. It is our hope that they will join our alumni association. We want them to continue their involvement with our program by helping to mentor young men who have not yet graduated. Next, Dion Berry will present the Founders Award.
Good evening. My name is Dion Berry, and I'm a 10th grade student at Chancellor High School. And this is my second year in Future Kings. My concentration is mechanics and engineering. This year's Founders Award is presented by Mr. Bernard Mustafa, co-founder and CEO of BFIC Technologies. He was a managing partner of PVBS since 2003. In February 2018, he sold PVBS to Extevia Inc. In March 2020, he retired as SVP and General Manager from Extevia. After retiring, he started BFIT Technologies, a family business focused on wellness and fitness. He retired this new chapter. He entered this new chapter of his life enthusiastic about the opportunity to build a family business with his wife, sons, and nephew. The initial technology is whole body electromuscle stimulation, WBEMS. With the WB20 branded studios prior to PVBS, Mr. Mustafa was president of Copia Enterprises, which provided financial and technology consulting services to federal government agencies and commercial clients. Before that, he was the chief operating officer at government agencies and commercial clients. Standard Technology Inc., director at the American Express Tax Business Services, leading the Rockville office of American Express's accounting and consulting division. He also was the director of chemistry division and finance and administration for Corning Hazelton. Additionally, he has served in numerous local and national organizations, including Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, Sigma Pi Phi fraternity, NAACP, National Black MBA Association, the National Association of Black Accountants, the American Institution of Certified Public Accountants, Consultant of Management Accountants, and Greater Washington Society of CPAs. He is past board chair of Community Foundation for the Northern Virginia, honorary trustee of Loudoun Education Foundation. In 2015, Mr. Mustafa appointed by Governor Terry McAuliffe to the board of the Center for Innovation Technology. He is also board chair of Loudoun County Economic Development Authority, BCT Bank Loudoun Advisor Board Member Opportunity Scholars, Senior Advisor of Future Kings. Mr. Mustafa received his BS degree in accounting from the University of Baltimore and MBA from Morgan State University. He is a retired certified public accountant in the state of Maryland and Commonwealth of Virginia. He also certified management accountant, chartered global management accountant. Mr. Mustafa served in the United States Army and is a Vietnam War veteran. He and his wife, Daphne, reside in Leesburg, VA. They have 5 children: Bernard III, Wayne, Jerome, Cabrina, and Kauai. They are all members of All Souls Church in Washington, D.C., where the treasurer and board trustee member. Mr. Mustafa enjoys playing golf very much. He is a life member of Black Sky and has skied black diamonds all over the world. Mr. Mustafa, we would like to present this award to you. Mr. Mustafa, can you please stand?
May I say 2 words? These young men inspire me. I mean, we have to help them. And you guys got to remember that we're helping you so you can help the next generation. Thank you.
Mr. Mustafa, thank you for your service. Congratulations to all of our award recipients. I hope you're all enjoying the event tonight. As you can see, there are a lot of talented young men and many powerful influencers that help to mold the Future Kings program. Next, we will have a special selection from Derek King, participant in the Future Kings program, and then Nathan Cooper, who will introduce the keynote speaker for this evening.
The impossible dream to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to feel like peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this. That white man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star. And the world will be better for this. That white man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star.
Good evening. My name is Nathan Cooper, and I'm a 6th grade student at Benton Middle School. This is my first year in Future Kings, and I am in the game design program. Cornell William Brooks is a Hauser Professor of the Practice of Nonprofit Organizations, a Professor of the Practice of Public Leadership and Social Justice at the Harvard Kennedy School. He is also director of the William Monroe Trotter Collaborative for Social Justice at the School Center for Public Leadership and visiting professor of the practice of prophetic religion and public leadership at Harvard Divinity School. Mr. Brooks is the former president and CEO of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, a civil rights attorney, and an ordained minister. Mr. Brooks was most recently a visiting professor of social ethics, law, and justice movements at Boston's University School of Law and School of Theology. He was a visiting fellow and director of the Campaign and Advocacy Program at the Kennedy School's Institute for Politics in 2017. Mr. Brooks served as the 18th president of the NAACP from 2014 to 2017. Under his leadership, the NAACP secured 12 significant legal victories, including laying the groundwork for the first statewide legal challenge to prison-based gerrymandering. He also reinvigorated the activist social justice heritage of the NAACP, dramatically increasing membership, particularly online and among millennials. Among the many demonstrations from Ferguson to Flint during his tenure, he conceived and led America's Journey for Justice March from Selma, Alabama to Washington, D.C., over 40 days and 1,000 miles. Prior to leading the NAACP, Mr. Brooks was president and CEO of the New Jersey Institute for Social Justice, where he led the passage of pioneering criminal justice reform and housing legislation, 6 bills in less than 5 years. He also served as senior counsel and acting director of the Office of Communication Business Opportunities at the Federal Communications Commission, executive director of the Fair Housing Council of Greater Washington, and a trial attorney at both the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law in the U.S. Department of Justice. Mr. Brooks served as judicial clerk for the Chief Judge Sam J. Irving III on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit. Please help me welcome Mr. Brooks to the podium.
Good evening. Now, because I know that you have been inspired and well-fed, I'm going to say good evening again, and I want you to say it just loud enough for every future king in this room to hear you. Good evening. Good evening. I first begin with a word of appreciation to Dr. King for affording me the opportunity to be in this place at this time. It has been my humbling privilege and honor to meet with presidents and a prime minister. But in the course of my civil rights career, I have never had the opportunity to be in the presence of so many kings at one time on one occasion. So can you put your hands together for every future king in the room? To all of the award recipients, to all of the organizers, to all of the sponsors, to all of those who worked so hard, so long, so harmoniously to put together, to engineer this event. Can we put our hands together for all of them? I would be remiss if I did not, as a minor king, take a moment to lift up a word of appreciation to my queen, Miss Janice Boone Brooks. We have as our special guest tonight a friend of ours for going on, I would say the number of years because my wife insists upon being perennially 29. I won't say the number of years, but for many years. The Reverend Kimberly Young. Just appreciate you being here. So if you don't mind, I'd like to just begin with a funny story that illustrates the degree to which I'm appreciative of being here tonight. As I mentioned, that I've had a chance to meet with the President, White House, and meet at least one Prime Minister. But if I can be honest with you, I've not always been so fortunate to be in the presence of such distinguished people, to be in the presence of so many kings. In fact, I can think of a time many years ago when I found myself as a young, naive, innocent preacher in London, England on a Sunday morning. As a young, innocent, naive preacher standing outside of a cathedral in London on the sidewalk, I looked at this beautiful cathedral with spires soaring up toward the heavens, stained glass windows reflecting the iridescent, multicolored beauty of God. And as a young, innocent, naive preacher, I assumed that there were 2,000 or so people inside of this cathedral waiting to hear this young, naive preacher preach. Now, I made my way into the sanctuary, and I immediately noticed the obvious, the pastor and exactly 2 members. Now, this is a true story. So now I did what I was taught to do, which is to say that you speak, you share, you preach to 2 people in the same way that you would to 2,000. So I made my way to the pulpit, which was this rather august, ornate architectural affair, which literally soared at least a story and a half into the air. And so I climbed to the top of this ornate pulpit and I began to preach. And I immediately noticed the obvious, that the member I'll call Miss Jones immediately fell asleep. True story. This only inspired me to speak and preach with greater conviction. And I immediately noticed the obvious, that the member I'll call Miss Smith, she seemed to hang on to every word I had to say. She said amen at all the right liturgical moments. She said hallelujah at all the right sermonic moments. And I thought to myself, at least I'm reaching somebody on this Sunday morning. So I made my way out of the pulpit, made my way to the side of the pastor, and the pastor said to me, Brother Brooks, I'm just so sorry. You know, Miss Jones falls asleep on everybody. And Miss Smith is out of her mind and did not understand the thing you had to say. So you can see why I'm just so delighted to be in the midst of such an august, distinguished, and esteemed audience filled with future kings. Tonight, we find ourselves in a morally poignant, history-laden moment in our times. We find ourselves in this moment caught between trouble and travail, between the Charybdis and this moment. We find ourselves in a moment in which all across the length and breadth of our republic, we have a generation of young men, young women, children, future kings, future queens, future royalty of this republic. We find ourselves in a moment in which all across the length and breadth of this country, the youngest citizens of the republic are facing grave dangers to this democracy. We saw only a few years ago, in the wake of George Floyd's death, not the oldest among us, not merely the wisest among us, but the youngest among us, the most courageous among us, the most bold and daring and powerful among us, future kings and future queens standing up for democracy, standing up for justice, middle schoolers and high schoolers literally leading the way. And in this moment, in Memphis, Tennessee, we see young people marching for their lives, standing against gun violence. And so we find ourselves in this moment, in this banquet hall, assembled with future kings. This is an unusual moment in American history. It is a moment in history when voting rights are certainly challenged. A moment in history in which gun violence seems to hold reign. It's a moment in history where some of the most troublesome and nettlesome and difficult problems of conscience and conviction and country are presented to us. And yet we find ourselves in this place with a group of young men who represent a standard of unrelenting and unapologetic excellence. And so somebody somewhere in this audience might be asking the question, are we here as a matter of happenstance? Are we here as a matter of coincidence? Are we here as a matter of circumstance? Why are we here in this moment? Is this a matter of some random moment on the Gregorian calendar? Are we simply here because we had nothing better to do? I believe that we're in this room at this time, standing in support, in solidarity with these future kings because we've been called to be. I'm not talking about the chimes on your iPhone that wake you up in the morning. I'm not talking about that old-fashioned alarm clock that ring and ding. I'm not talking about your mother or your father waking you up way too early in order to go to school. I'm talking about an alarm clock of history. The chimes of history that are yet ringing and reverberating and resonating in our hearts in this very moment. We as parents, we as awardees, we as sponsors, we as conveners and organizers of this event on this occasion, we as members of the school board, we as elected officials, we as a superintendent of a school district, we as teachers, we as believers in future kings have been called to be. So the people around you, they're not here by happenstance, not here by circumstance, not here by coincidence, but we are here on purpose. And so I just want to lift up a few themes for Future Kings. I'm not sure if I'm up to the task. I'm not sure if I'm even qualified to be in the company of those who are leading, not with respect to the future, but they're leading now. If you heard the power of the public speech before I made my way to the podium, if you saw the poise demonstrated behind this podium, if you saw the way in which these young men held themselves so erect that their dignity was manifest and clear and powerful, you may like me, you may suspect that they are operating like all of us under some kind of a calling. And so I just want to lift up 3 calls. This may seem strange and unusual and perhaps theologically and circumstantially and historically inappropriate, but I just want to lift up 3 calls. The first of which is the call to serve. I suspect these young men are operating under a call to service. Secondly, a call to excellence. And thirdly, a call, don't be nervous, don't be trepidatious, don't be anxious, but a call to power. I might note in the presence of so many who are enamored by engineering and science and technology and math, so many who are enamored by propulsion engineering and aeronautical engineering and nanotechnology and artificial intelligence, machine learning and algorithmic calculations, that I might note that there's a bit of moral philosophy, there's a bit of narrative philosophy that you might find interesting tonight. That's just another way of saying, may I tell you a story? Once upon a time, there was a book. The Christians call it Bible. Jewish people call it the Torah. People of the Muslim faith call it the Quran. Those 3 religions were called people of the book. But there's a story about a young man, round about your age. His name was Samuel. And Samuel was asleep. Samuel had a mama who, like these mothers here, was so confident, so believing in her child, she dedicated her child to God. And so Samuel was sent off, if you will, to a boarding school. I'm not talking about Brentfield High. I'm not talking about one of the other wonderful schools in Prince William County, but Samuel was sent to live and to study in the temple. And Samuel was sleeping in the midnight hour, and he heard his name 4 times. Samuel, 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 Samuel. Some of you in this room may have heard your name that many times. Robert, 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 Jamal, Jamal, Jamal. Some young man in this room has heard your name several times in a row. Most of the time when you've been behaving well, but occasionally when you've not behaved well. Sometimes parents kind of stutter. They just repeat themselves. You don't have to act like you know what I'm talking about, young man, but sometimes parents just think, anybody ever had your parents call your name too many times? I'm just asking. Don't have to raise your hands. Don't have to admit. But you know how parents, they just stutter. They have your name on the tip of their tongue and they keep repeating it. So Samuel heard his name 4 times. And on the last time, he answers God and he accepts his call. Now some future king is asking, well, why would this be relevant to me? In the Bible, before there were kings, there were judges. Samuel was called before there were kings. And the Bible tells us that he was a judge, he was a prophet, he was a leader. So I'm just trying to suggest to you that in his calling, before he became a widely recognized leader, he was a boy. He had a call to serve. Someone's asking the question, well, I'm enamored of drone technology. I'm enamored of cybersecurity. How does that reflect? How does that manifest or demonstrate or make clear a call to service? I want to suggest to you that anytime you are called out, anytime you're called apart, anytime you're set aside and set apart, lifted up for other people to respect, for other people to admire, for other people to look up to. Some young man in this room has a little brother. Some young man in this room has a younger sister. Some young man in this room has little children who are looking up to you. You've been called to serve. Well, I know some young man saying, well, wait a minute, that's too heavy a burden to bear. I'm only in 6th grade. I'm only in 7th grade. I'm only in 8th grade. I'm only in 9th grade or 10th grade or 11th grade or the 12th grade. What do you mean? People admiring me? People expecting me to lead? Yes. Because I don't need the parents to hear this. Y'all close your ears. You don't need to hear this. This is confidential information for the young kings in the room. When you walk, when you speak in the world, your voice reverberates. It commands respect. And adults sense your power, they sense your call, they sense your anointing, and they look up to you. The youngest leaders in our society did not begin as old men. You recall there was an elder statesman by the name of John Lewis. John Lewis wasn't always an elder statesman. John Lewis wasn't always this historic titan striding through history. John Lewis was a 15-year-old, 16-year-old high schooler. When he wrote letter after letter, let me transliterate that, he DM'd Dr. King again and again. Hit him up on Twitter. He DM'd him, he emailed, he texted him. And he said, Dr. King, I want you to come to my high school. I want you to help me fight social injustice at my high school. What I'm suggesting to you is that your calling to serve comes early. You see, there's this notion that somehow you got to wait till you're old enough to have your own checking account. There's this notion that somehow you have to wait to be old enough to drive. There's this notion that somehow you have to be old enough to have a social security check, gray hair or no hair, and look like your parents or grandparents before you're called. That's not historically accurate. The call to serve begins now. The call to inspire, the call to literally be an example and a role model for others. Why? Because there's something I call the eloquence of example. Even if you're not a public speaker, even if you never stand behind a podium, even if you never lift up your voice in song, even if you're never a popular young man in school, there is an eloquence of example. That is to say, your behavior speaks for you. That is to say, your personal example is a witness for you. That is to say, people admire the way you study. People admire the way you walk. People admire the way you respect your parents. People admire the way you lead in the world. People admire the fact that you're here on a weekend talking about leading in technology, leading in STEM. People admire you. And you have no idea how much power you have. I also want to suggest to you that there's a call to excellence. You know, in the world, there is among some a low standard of mediocrity. Half do is half done. There's a standard of mediocrity that suggests that you need not study, you need not respect your parents, you need not respect yourselves, you need not respect your own sense of dignity, you need not respect your own vision of yourself. But I want to suggest to you that there was a fellow by the name of Daniel. Daniel got himself in trouble, found himself in a hot place. But Daniel had a reputation for excellence. You see, when I come to this podium and I see young men who are taller than I am, who have voices deeper than mine in the 6th grade, I'm jealous. Okay? And then when I see a young man barely able to see over the podium, and I hear the way you speak, I see the way you carry yourself, I want to suggest to you that there is a calling of excellence on your life. Excellence means that you study when other people sleep. Excellence means that you read when other people, I'm using sign language. Excellence means that you see school as a pathway to opportunity. Excellence means that you have a sense of your own character and integrity. Excellence means that you tell the truth, that your word is your bond. Excellence means that you treat people your age with respect and you treat people older than you with even more respect. That's not old-fashioned, that's new and improved and powerful. It's a calling of excellence on your life. When it comes to technology and science, they are notoriously amoral. Science and technology can be used for good or evil. There are algorithmic programs that calculate risk assessments that damn children to the bowels of the juvenile justice system. There are ways in which science is used to propagate a facial recognition technology that means black and brown men are disproportionately, unfairly, and immorally picked up. That's technology too. And in fact, when we think about artificial intelligence can subvert common sense. Artificial intelligence can put those who are on the forefront of artificial intelligence out of work. But what I heard tonight was an excellent vision of STEM. What I heard tonight, what I saw tonight, were young men thinking about the ways in which drones can deliver goods and services. What I heard tonight were the ways in which technology can be used to improve our lives. serve our lives, make our communities better, make our futures brighter. What I heard tonight was a dedication to a excellence of not only mind, but heart. Excellence. There will be people who ask you to make apologies for working so hard, for studying so hard. But may I tell you, that young man was kind enough to read my resume. And it is true, I went to an HBCU, Jackson State University. It is also true that I went to Yale Law School, where I was on the Law Review, or what we call the Yale Law Journal. It is also true I went to Boston University School of Theology, where I was a Martin Luther King scholar. But what was not said was that I graduated from Head Start. What was not said is that I went to public schools. What was not said is that my grandmother, Miss Rosalie Prelo, preached day in and day out a moral and intellectual excellence. What wasn't said, what wasn't lifted up in my resume was that I got a standard of excellence from my mama and my daddy, my grandma and my grandpa, my aunts and my uncles, my family and my friends, and yes, future kings. You see, there's an excellence that can't be measured by your GPA. There's an excellence that can't be measured by your place on the honor roll. There's an excellence that can't be measured by an AP program or an IB program, or whether or not you go to a state school, a public school, a private school, an HBCU, or the Ivy League. There's an excellence that comes from the inside and moves to the outside and changes the world. So it's not about just how high you graduate in your class. It's not about merely what schools you go to. It's not about your GPA or your median income. It's about the excellence that you bring to this world. Lastly, you have a calling to power. This is a contentious and controversial thesis. I believe that young people are called to power. You're not called to generational deference, deferring to anybody and everybody who's older than you simply because they're older than you. You're not called to sit on your opinions all day long simply because you're younger or the youngest person in the room. You're called to power. You're called to walk through the world like you have authority. You're called to speak up, to speak out, and make your voices heard in the corridors of power. This country will not change as a consequence of generational inevitability. You will occasionally hear people of my age and my vintage who will say, not particularly thoughtfully, "Oh, I have so much hope in young people. They will make things better." Well, it is true, they will make things better. If we support young people, if we get behind young people, if we support their ideas, if we invest in young people, if we pray for young people, if we care for young people, and we treat young people as though they have power. One of the ways in which you demonstrate power is when you get the chance to vote, vote. And I'll tell you one little story and I'll take my seat. When I was president and CEO of the NAACP, I led a march from Selma, Alabama, the home of the Voting Rights Act, to Washington, D.C., the seat of our democracy. 40 days and 1,003 miles, with us walking every step of the way. And what I found on that march was the people who were often in the lead were literally middle schoolers and high schoolers. And so we marched literally from Selma, Alabama, all the way to Prince William County, Virginia, right outside. And when we came to the border of this county, I was walking beside a 78-year-old veteran whose chosen name was Middle Passage. And we marched 900 miles together in support of voting rights. And when we came to the border of Prince William County, this veteran who carried the American flag in support of the right to vote and support of the NAACP, this veteran noticed that raindrops were falling from the sky, that it began to mist and rain, and he, out of respect for the flag, rolled up the flag and protected it from the elements. But when the rain stopped, when the clouds parted, when the sun began to shine, my friend Middle Passage unveiled, unrolled, unfurled the flag. And as he did so, he dropped to the pavement. My hardest day as president of the NAACP was explaining to a group of young people that Middle Passage died marching, walking for the right to vote. But the hardest question I was ever asked at the NAACP came from a group of young people who asked the question, if a man was willing to march and die for the right to vote, why can't we vote and fight for the right to vote? So, future kings, that crown rests on your head, not metaphorically, not symbolically, but literally. That crown rests on your head because you are powerful. That crown rests on your head because you have authority. That crown rests upon your head because you walk in the midst of generational expectation. That crown rests upon your head because we expect and believe and know that you will lead. You will lead in STEM. You will lead in office. You will lead in this democracy, and you will lead. Now, I'll simply close with this benedictory note. At the beginning of this program, I heard a few words from a hymn that were well known to me. Lift every voice and sing. What you may not realize is Lift Every Voice and Sing was not written for adults. It was written for future kings and future queens, because the authors of this beautiful hymn wrote it on the 100th anniversary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln for an elementary school in Florida. They wrote the words of two brothers wrote these words. James Weldon Johnson and his brother Rosamond Johnson wrote the words and wrote the lyrics and wrote the music for Lift Every Voice and Sing, not for the parents, not for the grandparents, but literally they wrote the song for a children's program at a school in Florida. So it wasn't the adults, it wasn't the old people who first heard these words. It was literally future kings and future queens. And if you don't believe me, all you have to do is go to the Beinecke Rare Book Library on the campus of Yale University, and buried in the bowels, in the archives of that library, are a few faded pieces of parchment on which you will find these words. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud is a rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on, let us march on, let us march on till victory is won.
Mr. Brooks, thank you for such a powerful word. Thank you very much. Mr. Brooks and Dr. Gregory, could you please join me on the stage? Mr. Brooks, thank you so much for your words of wisdom full of instruction, guidance, encouragement, and strength. On behalf of the Future Kings students, parents, staff, and board members, we would like to present you with the Distinguished Service Award. It reads, in recognition of your commitment to the development of young men of promise. The Future Kings are extremely grateful to you for your contributions in support of the 9th Annual Future Kings Gala, April 29th, 2023. Mr. Brooks, thank you. I hope that everyone has enjoyed this wonderful evening. It has been my pleasure to serve as your MC. I've enjoyed being a part of tonight's program, a program that seeks to educate and support my generation. On behalf of participants and Future Kings, Dr. King, Board of Directors, parents and guardians, we want to thank you, our special guests, and look forward to your participation in the future. This event would not have been as successful as it was if it were not for supporters like you. Please consider continuing the vision of sowing into our young men and supporting the Future Kings vision and mission. We will now have closing remarks from the founder and executive director of Future Kings, Dr. Eric King, followed by
Wasn't he an excellent MC? I couldn't be prouder of the young men at Future Kings. I really, really do think that they did an outstanding job tonight. When you see something like this that comes together, it's easy to underestimate the amount of work that goes into making something look easy. But they made this look a lot easier than it really was. And if you have time, I would like you to contact any one of these speakers and ask them how much effort they put into what they had to say tonight. Okay. So, but believe me, it's a lot of work. And they were very excellent. So I have 3 points I want to make. I'm going to ask my daughter to time it. The Gala committee has given me 5 minutes. So I'm going to try and get it done in 5 minutes. But forgive me if I go a little bit over, okay? I'd like to start with a thank you. Going to be a series of thank yous because an event like this does not come together without a lot of people involved. And the first person I want to thank is my wife, Dr. Cheryl King. As a point of information, we've been together now for 53 years. And 46 of those years as a married couple. Now, I know that there's some mathematicians out there trying to figure out how old she might be. So let me tell you, I met her when I was 20, but it was an arranged marriage, and she was 4 years old. Continue on, I'd like to thank all the volunteers in Future Kings. We have about 60 volunteers who do different things for us from time to time. Some things are big, some things are smaller, some things are ongoing, and some things are just every once in a while. But every one of their acts of service is an important part of what we're trying to develop. And so I'd like to say thank you to all the volunteers that are here in support of Future Kings. The next thank you is for all the very special people who came tonight as our guests. This event is only successful when there are people sitting in those seats. As much as we want this to be a successful scholarship fundraiser, if we had $100,000 today and all the seats were empty, it would not have the effect on the young men that seeing you here does. Because your presence here is what impresses them the most. They're not going to know how much money any of you gave. What they will know is that you took time out of your life to be here on a Saturday evening to show that you appreciate what they are doing. So I'd like you to all give yourselves a round of applause for just being here. Next, I'd like to thank all the special guests who were here. If you realize that this is election season, and we have politicians who are traveling all over the area, going to events, drumming up votes, and many of them took time out of that schedule to spend 4 hours with us here tonight. That is an enormous sacrifice. And so what I'd like to do now as a special recognition for that is, if you are running for an elective office, would you please stand up for us right now? I really appreciate that. I can't tell you how much it means to me to have you here tonight. Next, I'd like to thank the Gala committee. We have 2 exceptional co-chairmen. This event is the largest that we've ever had. We've never had a gala where we had 250 people attend until tonight. So although they're going to hate me for this, I would like for our 2 co-chairmen to stand up. That's Ms. Sharnita Allen and Ms. Colin Moore. Other committee members were Ms. Trinette Chandler, Ms. Sherry Bandy, Mr. Steve Downing, and Ms. Lori Lauer. And there were a number of people who volunteered to supplement the work done by them, but those 5 worked tirelessly to put this event together. Another thank you I have is for Mr. Nigel Moore. Nigel Moore is the photographer who is out there. Nigel is a junior at Virginia State. He is a graduate of the Future Kings program. As a freshman, he competed against seniors at Virginia State for a photography award, and he beat them. He now has his own photography business. He spent last summer as a digital marketing intern for a large digital marketing company in North Carolina. And tonight, he volunteered his time to take pictures for us. And so, thank you very much. And last but not least, Mr. Brooks, I don't know where you got that stuff from, because you didn't have it when you came here. There were too many things that you saw tonight to say that you prepared this last week or the week before. So thank you so much for those inspirational and motivational words of wisdom. And everyone in Future Kings will remember those words for a long time, because I will remind them over and over again. Okay, so I'm told that I am past due. So with that, the last 13 points I was going to make, I'm going to take them off. But there are two things I want to say before we end. Next slide. Okay, Future Kings is a unique program. And I'm reminded of a story I heard a long time ago. I won't tell the whole story. But it's about 5 blind men who were asked to touch an elephant in different positions of that elephant and then describe what they thought the elephant looks like. And so one of the blind men touched the trunk, another was the tail, and they all touched different parts of the elephant. You can imagine that what they thought the elephant looked like had nothing to do with how it really looked. Well, in a lot of ways, Future Kings is the same way. That there are lots of us who know something about Future Kings. We know the piece of Future Kings that touches us, but we don't always know the entire enterprise. So the diagram is meant to kind of explain who we are. We're a STEM program, but we're also a diversity program. We're a applied learning program, and we're a soft skills program. And at the center of all that is what we are developing in Future Kings. It's that combination of components that will give these guys a competitive advantage over their peers when they graduate from high school. And so if you only know about our STEM program, that's great, and we want you to support it. Or if you only know that we're targeting Black and Latino boys for our Saturday program, that's great too. But I just want you to understand that we are a lot of things, and we have a lot of moving parts that are all designed to support these young men so they have a competitive advantage over their peers when they graduate, that they become lifelong learners, and that they have all the tools that they need to become captains of industry as they go through their career. And then the last thing I want to say is a shameless plug. I'm not a preacher, but I do learn from preachers. And one of the things that I have realized is that there is never a time when a preacher has an audience of this size that he doesn't ask for some money. So I'm going to do that right now, okay? On your table, there is if you have a table number there is a QR code. And if you want to donate to the work that we're doing in Future Kings, you can hit that QR code and make a donation. But just in case there's not a table marker, on the back of your program, is that same QR code. And so you can use that as well to make a donation. And just in case you don't know how to use a QR code, the URL for the donation is also on the back of your program. And if you weren't able to get a program, then the URL for donations is www.future-kings.org/donate. And with that, I thank you all so much for your attendance here tonight. And I pass this to Dr. Shaki Cunningham for our benediction.
All right, I'll promise I'm going to be brief because my wife said I got to get home. So first, let me give a round of applause. Can everybody just please stand on your feet and give Dr. King a round of applause? I am honored and privileged as a board member and one of the instructors in the biomed program to get to work with Dr. King every other week with these tremendous young men and see his passion that he has for this program that's driven him. And I have to tell you, I am just overwhelmed with joy right now, seeing this room full of over 250 people out here for our Future Kings. Let's give our Future Kings another round of applause. So, like I said, I'm going to be brief. I just want you guys to take that donation code, take those programs home with you, and if you're feeling moved, donate tonight. If it's tomorrow, donate tomorrow. But sometime during the coming months, make a donation to this amazing program so we continue this great work in the community. Round of applause for that. And now let's have a big benediction. I'm just going to say to him who is able to keep us from falling as if we were in church, we've had a wonderful evening. There's going to be some dancing, I think, here right after we wrap up. And I just want to say words of thanks to everyone in the community. Wish you all safe travels as you get home and hope you stay and party with us and celebrate these young men a little bit more tonight. Thank you all and have a great evening.